Teachers giving us a test. Right? It's like ridiculous. Listen, I didn't stick around in school long enough to get as many tests as you guys probably got, but I know that they give out tests. Now, you may have a few students grown, but the test is expected.
Right.
So we have to stop complaining. We have to stop making excuses.
That's good.
I think some of us have a gene that's just an excuse gene. And we need to extract that gene out of our bloodstream.
Come on now.
We need to get rid of it.
That's good.
Make it disappear.
Yes, sir.
So one of the things you can do is very simple. Again, because you'll have these different thoughts that come to your mind. There will. And one of the enemies of new thinking is old thinking.
Right.
Your old thinking patterns will try to suffocate your new thinking patterns.
Right.
But you have to do something about that. So one of the things to do that's really easy is when that thought of I can't comes to mind, or that thought of I don't have enough time or I don't have enough money comes to mind, you immediately can say, stop! And then replace it immediately with an I can thought or an I do thought.
Yes.
You follow me?
Yes, sir.
So I want you to think about something that you feel as if you can't do, or you don't have enough time to do, or you feel as if you don't have enough money to do. There's people here today because they felt like they didn't have enough time. Interesting. How we spend our time is just a choice of what is a priority to us.
Right. Exactly.
That's it. And I forgot who said it, but it's interesting. And he was talking about the way lives are destroyed. It's not a result of one bad decision, but it's that same error in judgment over a period of time.
That's right.
See, it's not one cigarette that kills a person, but it's that same error in judgment over a certain period of time. A person didn't get liver failure from one sip of the bottle, but it's that same error in judgment over a long period of time. A person's business doesn't work out, not because they didn't do the marketing one day, but they didn't do the marketing for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
You follow me? You don't become estranged from your family because you didn't see them one day. You become estranged from the family because you didn't see them for a long period of time. Are you following me here?
Yes. That's good.
But let's go back. It's all a choice.
Yes, sir.
It's all a decision. The one thing that we can control. Many of us spend so much of our time frustrated about things that bother us that we have no freaking control over. Many of you are concerned and worried about crap that hasn't even happened yet in the future.
Come on now.
How can you do that to yourself? How can you believe in so many different destructive things? How can you give your time and energy to so many different things that only serve to tear you down and hold you back and keep you in prison?
It's good stuff, Stephen.
You're walking around free people, but you might as well be in a state pen somewhere because of the way you think you're in prison. We're prisoners of our own thoughts. And it shouldn't be that way. People that become wealthy understand that to liberate your finances, you have to liberate your thinking.
Oh, it's good.
And do not allow yourself to succumb to the thought and ego of somebody that's sitting next to you. Don't allow them to dictate how you should live your life. Be free.
Yes.
And stop giving excuses. Gosh, you got to remember that. You can't make money and excuses at the same time.
That's right.
Can't. So I want you to think about something that you felt like you couldn't do. Or that you feel like you can't do right now. And we're going to practice it. Okay? The moment that thought comes to mind, I want you to say, stop! And I want you to scream it out. Don't whisper it. I want you to get it from your gut as if you were completely rejecting it. Almost as if a dog was about to attack your kid, or maybe the dog was about to attack you. Okay? Or something bad was about to happen. And you wanted it to stop, and the way to get it to stop was the force and energy that you put out from your gut. Okay? How many guys want to play along with me? Alright, so think of that one thing that's negative. Alright? Ready? Stop! Come on, you can do better than that. I'm talking about serious. Don't say stop like kinda stop. You want your stop to be like, get the, go to hell. You know what I mean? Seriously, tell I can't to go to hell. Bury it. You have to bury it. You can't allow it to stay around. Okay? So I want you to think about it. Think about it again. Whatever that I can't is, or that you can't do it, or you won't do it, or you don't have time, you don't have money, whatever it is, reject that thought. Alright? Think about that thought. Ready? Go. Stop! Good. Now, immediately after you say stop, I want you to think about the I can. I can do it. I do have enough time. I do have enough money. Okay? Immediately. The moment you go from I can't, stop, and immediately replace it with the I can thought. Period. Without question. And it can't be I can't. You know what I mean? Like, can I really? No, it has to be you know that you can. Do you know that most people that become successful say they can even when they have no freaking idea how they want to do it? How do you think Bill Gates sold IBM on that whole deal? He went in there and said, we'll deliver it in 3 weeks. And he walked out and was like, oh, shoot, how are we going to do that? But he went in there and said, we can do it. Because see, sometimes when you say you can, you get just enough of that pressure on you to get you to perform. It's like athletes. They say that if they're playing against a team that's subpar, that doesn't really challenge them, it's hard for them to dig deep to bring out their best game. But when they are really, really challenged, the best of them comes out. And they perform at their peak levels. See, many of us are making decisions based on what we feel as if we can do. So what it is, we have to have enough information in advance to know how we're going to deliver on it. That's not how you live your life. So what that means is that you're making your decisions and trying to build your life based on what it is you have and not based on what it is you want.
Come on now.
See, when a person is going to build a house and they do the diagram and the blueprints, do they first say, hold on, before we do the blueprint, let's go ahead and check and see how much wood we got and all this kind of stuff. Let's check to see what inventory we have. It's ridiculous. What do you want to build? Now let's go be resourceful and get it and make it happen.
That's good.
How many follow me?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do it again. And here's the thing. You want to practice this continuously. Continuously. Why? Because you're going to continuously have thoughts that I can't and oh my gosh and, you know, I don't have time and don't have money and I don't have the relationships or whatever. But you have the power to reject those thoughts and replace it immediately with a thought that supports you. I do that all the time. I started using the word stop, but I used to use the word cancel. I'd be like, cancel immediately. And I would scream it out to cancel the thought that was coming in. But can you imagine what my life was like? I was walking around. It almost seemed like every 5 minutes, cancel, cancel, cancel. Because I had so many negative thoughts coming, cancel. Because I was trying my best. And sometimes I'll be sitting there quietly and I can hear myself screaming cancel in my head. Because I would say it that many times. But do you know that every single successful person that I know, they practice this in some form or another?
It's good.
Because everybody has negative thoughts.
That's right.
Because when a person makes a certain amount of money, now they're ready to take it to another level. There's new challenges.
Yes.
There's new fears. There's new doubts. There's that new challenge of what you stand for, what you really believe is possible. And you have to once again cancel out the negativity that comes in. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what the opportunities are. It doesn't matter what it is you're going to hear over these next 4 days. It doesn't matter. Because it's like, well, that's interesting, but I can't. Oh, that's interesting, but I don't have time. Oh, that's interesting, but I don't have the money. So what happens ultimately is you drown in a sea of opportunity. See, most people live their life thinking they're drowning in a sea of debt. No, you're drowning in a sea of opportunity.
Wow.
And you're drowning not because you can't take advantage of it. You're drowning because of the way you think about it. See, it's never really a question what's possible. The question is what you believe is possible for you.
Come on.
That's the real question. That's the real question. Not what's possible. What's possible is not a question at all. Look at the life that we live. Look at where this world was 100 years ago. Heck, look at where it was 25 years ago or 10 years ago. And all the new things that we experienced are effects. The internet's an effect. Cell phones are an effect. Airplanes are an effect of somebody's mind. The rules are no different for you.